Weekly at this time, we focus on Shelton, brought to you by our community credit union. 75 years around these parts. Good on them. I've got two great guests today to talk about some things going on with the Railroad Avenue, and then a charity event tonight, which is leading up to a big weekend. I have on the air with me Ryan Wheaton, Shelton City Manager, and Steve McQuaid from the Olympus Rally. And good morning to you both. How you guys doing?
Good. Good morning, Jeff.
Thanks for coming on and talking to me about this. Ryan, we'll start with you. Get a little housekeeping out of the way as the Railroad Avenue Road Diet expansion is going on now, as some city crews have been out there hydro-blasting the lines off, and saw some paint marks this morning on my way in. How's that coming?
It's coming along really well. We started a few months ago and worked with the Visioning Committee to try to improve on some of the things that were done last year. Mm-hmm. We recognized that there were some poor design elements that were included, and some of the things need to be removed and improved upon.
Yeah.
So we've done that with this improvement. We've talked the last couple of months about the things that we're hoping to do, and we're looking forward to implementing those. The big day that we'll see will be the 21st of this month, where we'll get out, hydro strip all of the paint that needs to be removed. And then we worked very closely with WashDOT. They are going to help us improve the light down at First and Railroad, which they own that intersection.
Oh, yeah, because it's a state route.
Absolutely. And they're helping to redirect the turn lanes there. They're going to switch those turn lanes to turn only, which will help us reduce from 2 lanes to 1 lane as you cross, essentially from Pine Tree over to Railroad. Mm-hmm. And in doing so, that will really set up that entire street. And right now, if you go through, you can see some outlines of where the new paint's going to be. But the exciting thing is that we're going to finish in time for Forest Festival.
Oh, good.
So we'll have a reopening a little bit before Forest Festival, and we're excited that people are going to get to come down and see not necessarily a brand new street, but a new design for that street. And we are excited that what was envisioned a couple of years ago is actually coming to fruition.
Yeah.
And then we rolled that over to Franklin Street as well. We looked at, this is when I first came on board, one of our commissioners and I went down because she wanted to take a look at that street. And I think it's fair to say that the work that was done down there a few years ago in changing that from a 2-way to a 1-way probably wasn't thought out as well as it should have been. And even though we did spend money to do some changes down there a few years ago, I don't want to sit back and let something go by that we now see as a potential public safety concern.
Sure. Yeah.
So on Monday, people are welcome to come and hear more about our plan to improve Franklin Street and return it back to 2-way traffic. And in doing so, maintain the bus lane that's down there and provide some pedestrian safety improvements as well.
Oh, wow. Okay. So a lot of good work being done there.
Yeah.
I was talking about this yesterday when I was leaving Safeway, and it is kind of, well, I know a lot of people are traveling, and they've been traveling those roads forever, and so they know kind of how it's been just by rote. And when it changes like that, even though on the surface it made some sense to kind of keep the circular flow of the bus traffic, it really was kind of complicated for
it has been
users of the Safeway and things like that.
We still see people driving the wrong way down that street because they've been leaving and taking a right out of Safeway for the last 20 years. We want to make sure that we return some sanity down there. And we didn't have a problem with 2-way traffic before. One of our main issues now is that we don't think people actually respect that road as an actual street. It's a lot of times used like an alley. We see people crossing in the middle of the street. We see delivery trucks that park right in the center. So we want to return some sanity down there, make sure that it works for all of Shelton, not just a smaller portion.
Steve McQuaid here from the Olympus Rally. He's been doing the rally stuff about 10 years from Montesano, and got some big things going on. Thanks for coming on the air with me. Tell me about the Olympus Rally this weekend.
Well, it's one of 6 national rallies in the country, so it's a pretty big deal. Uh-huh. We've got about 45 teams from across the U.S. and Canada coming to compete. Saturday morning, we're going to start right on Railroad Avenue. You can see the cars there from 8 to 10. Come on down. You can get autographs. Travis Pastrana will be there, big name in sports. Then from there, they go out into the woods. If you go to olympusrally.com, you can download a guide that'll take you right to where you need to go to watch all the action. We'll be up at the Ridge all weekend for their service or pit stops, so you can see all the teams up there. Tonight, we kick it off with a charity go-kart event. There's 10 teams, including Travis and David Higgins from Wales.
Yeah.
That'll be racing go-karts for 2 hours, 6 to 8. and all the money goes to local charities. So it's a pretty big deal.
So even this go-kart race tonight is a little bit of an enduro ride. That seems like a long time on a go-kart, 2 hours.
Yeah, they have 4 drivers per team. The fourth was auctioned off over this week, so the high bidder gets to race with these guys.
Oh wow, with the big time.
Yeah.
Are these for folks who may have a passing knowledge of this? These are the races that are often in the woods on forest roads and things like that. And you see the folks like drifting around the corners really nice, and they have the drivers and they have a guide with them too. Is that the kind of
Yeah, they have a co-driver that reads instructions that tells them what's coming up on the road. It's like a bunch of little races. They do what we call stages, and they're usually 10 to 30 miles long. So there'll be a bunch of those throughout the weekend. And have to say, Green Diamond, we wouldn't be able to be here without Green Diamond.
Sure.
They are a huge help in this, and the Ridge.
Uh-huh. What got you interested in this? And I know it's not 100% widely known across America, but it's starting to get some more looks.
It's starting to pick up, yeah. In 1979, I was in high school, senior, and one of my teachers did it. So I went to see her and her husband run, and I was just hooked. So
Wow.
I've been working on them since '79, driven, co-driven, and then 10 years ago I stepped into the chairman of this event, and here we are.
I know the Ridge is a great racetrack up there, and folks from all over the world find it one of the best for rally car. Is there something unique, too, about the Northwest and some of the forest roads and trail systems that we have here that lend itself to be good for this type of race?
Yes. David Higgins from Wales, who's the top driver for Subaru, says these are the best roads in the United States.
Wow.
They love coming here. In fact, they come out here to test during the year. They love the windy, flowing forest roads. They said this is a proper rally.
And they would say this is a proper rally. And so if the weather's a bit inclement, does that dampen anything?
Doesn't snow, rain,
They go
sunshine,
for everything.
doesn't matter.
Wow. So it is again this weekend. Tonight there is a charity event, and folks are encouraged to come and see and then also donate to cancer research here from 6 to 8 tonight at the Ridge Motor Sports Park. And then tomorrow from 8 to 10 on Railroad here in downtown Shelton, you'll be able to meet some of the stars.
Saturday.
I'm sorry. Today's only Thursday.
Give us one more day.
Got one more day. So Saturday is when you're going to be able to see that on Railroad Avenue, 8 to 10. Meet the drivers, see the cars, and a lot of these cars are like the Subaru type rally cars.
A lot of all-wheel drive, Subaru, Mitsubishi, Ford. Ford's coming out with the new RS. So
okay.
Got some of those entered. So, and then there's all kinds of two-wheel drive cars. Local guys. So.
And this is something that we have heard for months, that people want to see things on railroad. It was nice when Steve came into the office and asked us about how to improve a little bit, and we looked at a little bit different placement this year.
Uh-huh.
We have heard from people that they want to see more events downtown. So the expectation is that people will take advantage of this. It's a fantastic event that a lot of towns in this area would love to have.
Yeah.
And we don't expect that it's going to be any different than last year, except for we are hoping that we see more people come down. We see more people enjoying. I know the drivers were out last year when I was down. We should be a great event, and we are excited that people are going to have more opportunities like this to see people downtown and see activities going on.
It's going to be a lot of fun and a big weekend here for the Olympus Rally. And again, Saturday, 8 to 10, downtown Shelton. Meet the drivers tonight at the Ridge. Olympus Rally Invitational Karting Event for Cancer Research from 6 to 8. And you can find out more. What's the website? What's a good website for that?
OlympusRally.com.
Perfect. Steve McQuaid, Ryan Wheaton, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. Thanks, Jeff.
Nice to talk with you guys.